you hear me? Can you see the screen?
Yes, Mr. We can.
Yes, yes.
Very good. Now, what can you see there? It's the picture that has a lot of smaller photos, right? A collection of photos.
Yes.
Yes. I need your thoughts, guys, about this picture here. What is the first thing that springs in your mind when you look at the picture?
A lot of cultures.
A lot of cultures. Very good. Excellent. Yes? So a lot of cultures, a lot of people from different cultural backgrounds. Yeah? Very good.
Yes.
These people are different, yeah?
Yes.
Let's agree on this. What are the levels of differences between these people? They are different in terms of what? Or based on what?
Skin color.
Very good. Skin color. When we say skin color, we might also refer to the race, right?
Yes.
Race and ethnicity. Very good. What else? There are different in terms of the skin color. Yeah. In terms of
Religions.
religions. Very good. You can see that here some people that are obviously, let's say, religious, especially when talking about some like this guy here, like this old man who looks like Indian. See, when talking about this guy here with a white beard, he looks like a Muslim, and so on and so forth, right? So there are different in terms of religion. Very good. What else?
Different societies.
Excellent. Different societies. When we say societies, we say countries, right?
Yes.
That are from different countries. So can you mention some of the countries that you can guess here from this picture? Tell me about some countries or some continents, let's say.
Philippines.
The Philippines. Very good.
Africa. North Africa.
Africa. Africa. Very good.
Asia.
India. Excellent.
South America.
South America, like Brazil, you know. Very good. Cuba.
Colombia.
Colombia. Excellent. What about Europe? Are there any pictures that refer to Europe, maybe? Normally, blonde hair, you know, green-eyed colors, whatever. Very good. So there are different in terms of religion, different from in terms of the skin color, nationality or country, society. Yeah.
And Mr. Different generations.
Excellent. Different generations. So they belong to different generations. There are different in terms of the age. You can see that there are some young ones and there are some very, very old ones. So they're different in terms of the ages. Very good. What do we call a society that is, let's say, that consists of different, of people of different cultural and religious background? What do we call it? There is an adjective here to describe this society which has a lot of people from different nationalities, from different cultural backgrounds and social backgrounds. What do we call it? Do you have any idea? Population. We use population to refer to the whole community. But we need something to describe this population. Very good. We need something to describe this population. So, yeah, we say, for example, in America, or even here, and when talking about Emirates, or even Saudi Arabia, you can find people from all over the world. You find Asians, you find Europeans, you find Americans, you find Arabs. But in some other countries, it is more. You see what I mean? So we call that a melting pot. It is like a pot, a melting pot that has you know, a lot of people from various different, you know, origins, from different nationalities and so on and so forth. We call it a melting pot. You got it?
Yes.
Very good. Now, my question is diversity always good? Is diversity always good? Yes? Let me paraphrase my question. What are the, let's say, the positive side of diversity? What are the positive points of diversity? Gents, you hear me? Hussein, Salam, Al-Baram, Shari, you hear me?
Yes, yes. We can hear.
Good, very good. What are the advantages of being diverse? Imagine that a society that has a lot of, you know, people from different, as I said, cultural backgrounds. That will be good, of course. In terms of war, when we have, like, you know, when you live with people from that are different from you, what are the positive side here? Learning new things. Excellent, Khaled. Very good. If you live with people who are different from you, of course you would learn something new that you don't know. You will try a new culture. You will try a new kind of food.
A new language.
A new language. Excellent. Now, for example, when somebody from Asia comes to Saudi Arabia, or when you travel somewhere else in the Western world or whatever, if you travel to France, you would learn French, yeah, because people who live with you are different, so you need to take the advantage and you try to make the best out of it, and you learn the language. Very good. When talking about the languages, this is the positive side. Yes. So you learn new things. Very good. You try new things, like food, like languages, like cultures, you know. Yeah. This is a very positive side, honestly, when talking about diversity here. Yeah. So, what about enrichment, guys? When we have a society that has, you know, different people from different parts of the world, of course, this will be very enriching. If you, I'll give you a very good example here when talking about Canada. You see that people celebrating each other's, let's say, even holidays. You see this, they see this a kind of enrichment, it is a thing that would unify the country rather than make it into parts. You get my point? Did you get my point?
Yes.
Very good. So
Yes.
this will be a kind of enrichment. Now, when talking about, for example, I'm not sure if you have traveled to some countries, you find, for example, Chinatown, right? Or you find, for example, the Indian town, or you find American town, whatever. So these are all good to give, let's say, a more, let's say, solid,
Specific things.
Yeah, specific things, yeah, but it is available for everyone in the country.
Yes.
You see, and this will be very, very positive, very, very beneficial and enriching as well. Now, guys, if we move to the opposite side, what are the disadvantages? What are the, let's say, the drawbacks of between, let's say, converted commas, diversity? When we have different people from different, you know, backgrounds, political, religious, social, whatever. What do you think here might happen when talking about diversity?
Mr. Can you repeat?
Yes, my question was to talk about the let's say the negative side of diversity when you have people from different countries that live in one place. So what do you think might happen? I say negative here. We're
Racism.
talking racism. Excellent. This is a very important point here. It's really significant. It's significant. Racism. Can you elaborate, Khalid, please? Can you elaborate? What do you mean by racism here? What would happen when talking about racism?
It would be like in America right now. It's like between the African Americans and the white guys.
Excellent.
They just have invert to each other. That they're thinking they're just like old times when they used to be slaves, the African Americans, and they're trying to diverse that to be like to be just in common and be in peace. But they some racist people doesn't want that.
Perfect, perfect answer. Very good. Yeah, Khal, this is a very good elaboration. Yes, when talking about racism, we're talking about some people who see themselves like superior than the rest. Now, when talking about the whites in America, when talking about the whites, for example, they, not all of them, of course, but I'm talking about racist groups. Yeah, they see themselves like these are the the land owners, and all people that come outside, or let's say outsiders, they have to be inferior because it's not their land. You see what I mean? They need to go back to their countries of their origin, to run their business there, not in the States. This is a very, as I said, this is a very important point when talking about diversity, especially when talking about racist groups that would, spread hatred, they would spread racism, segregation, and that would be, of course, very negative, right? Thank you very much for that point. Can we discuss another point? The negative side, maybe, that would happen? Yes? Mm-hmm. Is that okay? Is there any problem? Guys, you hear me?
Yes, we
Yes,
can
Mr.
hear you.
We do.
Very good. Another thing that might happen here when talking about, let's say, variety or diversity is, let's say, division. And this is a very dangerous point. When talking about some countries, for example, that has a lot of ethnic groups, this will lead the country to division, especially when talking about, when racist groups, of course, prevail and dominate. They would see, they cannot exist, they cannot coexist, they cannot live with other groups. So this will lead the country to division. Did you get my point?
Yes.
First into war and then into division. And this, of course, it will never, of course, help build a very powerful nation. I'll give you just one example. What happened to India? When talking about India, when, let's say, back in time, you find that India was a great country that has Pakistan and then Bangladesh, like 3 countries in one country, right? 3 in 1. But later, with the division, let's say we're talking about the religion here, we're talking about the languages and whatever, this country now is divided into 3 other countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, and India, based on some religious, let's say, conflicts and frays. Did you get my point?
Yes.
Good. Now, our job here is to think about the positive side of diversity, and we need to think about, let's say, some points that will reinforce power, diversity, harmony, and peace. This is what we want, a very strong, peaceful society. Though we different, but we still can exist, can coexist together, can live together, and can make the best out of this diversity. You got me?
Yes.
Excellent. Now, guys, I think it is just 5 minutes left, but anyway, I would just highlight some points.
No problem.
Many people, I'm talking now about you students, right? I'm talking in general now. They see English literature, not the language itself, but literature, when talking about here, our field of study. Some students see it like boring. Some other see it like, it is just blah, 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 just talking, But I want to highlight this from the very beginning, guys, and I would help you to discover this yourselves. When talking about literature, we're talking about ourselves. This is very important. When talking about literature, we're talking about the way we should see the world. It's no less important than mathematics and science. By the way, even the way we should deal with literature should be like that, the one we use for mathematics and science. It is logic. It is logic. It is all about interpretations. It is all about analysis. It's all about elaboration, about discussion, about criticism, about the way we should see the world, the way we should behave, the way we should deal with different issues in our lives. This is very important, and we will discover this together throughout the course. As I said, we should work on this. We here, when talking about literature, the main objective of teaching literature, or the main objective of learning literature, is to train ourselves to think critically. This is very important. We should question everything. We should not take anything or everything for granted like that. We should grow up. It's a matter of our minds. We should grow up. We should think in a way that will build our personality, our way of thinking, and our way of life. You got me?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Mr. I understand.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Very good. You're most welcome. As I said, we will work on this, and you will see it, inshallah, obviously throughout the course. We're starting tomorrow, I think, with the first lesson. I'm not sure if you can see the screen now. It is.
Yes, we can see.
Very good. It's Once Upon a Time by Ghodema, Nadine Ghodema, which is a very nice story. It's about the topic that we have been discussing: racism, finding common ground. How can people from different backgrounds?
Mr.
How
Some
can they-
lessons
Yes.
lessons makes it easier because it's like happening right now.
Very good. And by the way, I'm sorry, again, your name, is that Khalid or Mashari?
It's Al-Bara.
Al-Bara, yes, Al-Bara. This is the thing, Al-Bara and all of you, gents. When talking about literature, we're talking about reality, because normally reality reflects, it's like a mirror that reflects what's there in reality. Sometimes you find some, even when talking about Shakespearean era, when talking about some of the plays, it will be amazing if we can relate the play that goes back like 400 years ago to something there in the present. And this is very important. Why? Because we're talking about a human experience. When talking about literature, guys, we're talking about our experiences. When I say me or you or him or they, we're talking about people. And when we talk about people, we're talking about human race. We're talking about mankind. Did you get my point? So this is a very important point, and thank you very much,
You're welcome.
Bara, for that. We should always relate what we study with what we have in reality. Even when talking about movies, when talking about plays, when talking about series, when talking about, let's say, current issues that we see on TV every day, this will be perfect. That will help us think the right way, right?
Yes.
Now I think time is up. I would like to thank all of you for your attendance, for your cooperation.
You're welcome.
I think this is very promising, and I hope that we will enjoy this course together. Any questions before we leave? Any questions, gents?
No, thank you.
No,
Very
thank
good. One of the things that I would always insist to my students is that whenever you find any difficulty in understanding something, we need to discuss it together. You see what I mean? We're here to discuss things together. We're here to sustain our presence, to sustain our attendance, to sustain our personalities. We're here to express ourselves freely and learn as much as we can in a let's say, in a joyful manner. Get my point?
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you very much. Have a nice rest of the day, and see you tomorrow, inshallah.
See you tomorrow.
Goodbye. Goodbye, gents.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.